Hello students, in the previous video we have seen definitions about genes and also genetics and also contributions of different scientists. Here we will see another important terms in the genetics. One is heredity. Heredity means the process of transmission of characters from parents to offsprings. Now, this is also used with another different term, that is inheritance. Inheritance also means the same like heredity. There is also another term which is synonym like that of heredity. That term is like begets like. This term is considered as the universal term for the heredity and also what is meant by the meaning of this group of words. It means to produce or give birth to. Means parents are transferring few characters from their body as it is to the offsprings or with few variations to the offsprings. But some way, some of the characters are being transmitted, are being inherited, or the heredity nature is being done when some genes are being transported from parents to offsprings. So this is one of the term. Another term is variation. What is meant by variation? Variation means different expressions of genes based on different frequencies. Of genes. Different expressions of genes based on different frequencies of genes in characters or in character expression within a population. We can also use the term like between the populations also. Now, here it is of variations are of two types. Variations in genetics are of two types. Now, one is continuous variations or quantitative variations. Another one is discontinuous variations or qualitative variations. One is continuous variations. Another one, discontinuous variations. Again, I am repeating. Continuous variations are also called as quantitative variations. Discontinuous variations are also called as qualitative variations. In continuous variations, many genes are controlling one character, and there will be the interaction between the environment and also the genetic material which is located within the organism's body. Discontinuous variations are also called qualitative variations. Here, there is no interaction between the genetic material within the organism's body with that of environments, his or her surrounding environments. That I will write here very clearly in the form of other sentences. Use variations, continuous variations or quantitative variations. First point we should write, here there is, during the expression there is interaction between the environment and also genetic material within the organism's body. Now, we can also write or include another important point here. Here, many genes are controlling or are regulating one character. We already have one best example regarding human skin color. So example is human skin color. If we go in depth a little bit, 1 or 2 points regarding this. There are dominant genes and there are recessive genes in the organism's body which are responsible for different skin colors, human skin colors. So here if I express, there are one gene, other gene and other gene which are crossed with one type of gene, other type of gene, other type of gene. Actually these three types and these three types are in one cell. Okay, wherever these are present in the chromosomes, there these also will be existed basing on the human skin color. For suppose, basing on, I told you here this is quantitative, means this type of alleles or this type of genes are not expressed in their related dominant type of genes. Then these are called as recessive genes. If these are not allowing other type of genes to get expressed, then these are called as dominant type of genes. Now, I told you this is quantitative variation. If a person is having in his body this type of genes that are majorly responsible for the character like his body skin color, then this person's body will be black, because here we are seeing 6 alleles, totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alleles. These are considered as the dominant one, so his humans or his skin color is very black. Now, these are not getting expressed in presence of other type of related dominant genes. Then this person's body is very whitish in color, that we call in our terminology, biology terminology, as albinism. Another example, if I write capital A, small a, capital B, capital B, capital C, capital C. Here the quantity or the number of dominant genes is 6. So his skin color is black. But here there are only 5 dominant genes. So this person's skin color may be very dark. Not black, very dark. Likewise, here also we will see another example. Here there are 6 different alleles. Okay. And 3 pairs of genes. Now, his skin color is albinism. If I write like this, which are not getting expressed in presence of dominant one purely, but it has only one dominant allele. In such a condition, this person's skin color is very fair. So this is one best example to explain the continuous variation or quantitative variation. As if I have said, many genes are regulating one character. What are many genes? These are considered as one gene, another gene, another gene, so another gene, another gene, another. So many genes are controlling what? This character is nothing but human skin color. Okay. So this is about quantitative variations or continuous variations. Okay. Here there is another continuity. the discontinuous variations or qualitative variations. What does it mean? Previously we have seen continuous variations or quantitative variations. There is interaction between environment and also genetic material. But in case of discontinuous variations or qualitative variations, there is no interaction between the environment and also the genetic material that is present within organism's body. Example, eye color and also wrinkled shape of seed of pea plant. We simply can write wrinkled seed of the pea plant. Another example is style length of primula plant. Basing on increasing or decreasing of temperatures, the style length of primula plant will be dependent. Now, what is meant by this style? For suppose if this is the pedicel and this is the thalamus or the receptacle. This is the pedicel, this is the thalamus or receptacle. Now here if this is the ovary, the stalk-like structure which is present above the ovary is called as style and the terminal part is called as stigma. So the stalk of a flower is called pedicel. Now the thalamus or the structure which is present just above the pedicel is called thalamus. This is also called as receptacle. Now this part up to here it is called as ovary. This long one is called as style. So here our example is about that style length in primula plant. This terminal part is called as stigma. So these are few different terms. Next we will continue with another different term, that is allele and also homozygous allele. Now we will see one more term, that is about allele. We know that alleles are nothing but alternative forms of genes or slightly differently modified genes. That I am going to write here. Alleles are alternative forms of genes. Students who are learning this genetics topic for the first time should learn that genes are not giving arise to alleles, but genes are just being expressed in different forms. Those different forms we are calling as alleles. So alleles are alternative forms of genes, or alleles are slightly modified, slightly or a little bit differently, modified genes. New students, please learn that genes are not giving arise to or not producing alleles, but genes are being expressed in different forms, called as alleles. Now, what is the location of this gene or the allele forms? For suppose if we take the chromosome like this one, first of all I will give some labelings of this. This complete structure is called as one chromosome. Now, if we break this one vertically like this through the centromere, the middle part is centromere. If we cut this one vertically from top to bottom through the centromere, then this part is called as chromatid. Again, this part also means this both, one arm upper, one arm lower, little part of centromere and also another kinetochore will be there. Okay, this is called as chromatid. Now, then what are these four separately called as? This is one arm. This is also one arm. This is also one arm. This is also one arm. So there are four arms, two chromatids, one centromere, two kinetochores on either side of the centromere. Now, we will just locate the alleles or the genes. So, if we take this position of a chromosome, then this is considered as the position of gene. Means on the chromosome there is a position where gene is located. Now, for suppose if this gene is responsible for coding a character like height of the plant, then we can represent either as dominant type, means which is responsible for tallness of the plant. We can also represent here either small t or capital T basing on the genotype of the plant body. If the genotype is with different allele forms, then we can write like this. If not, if it is considered as a pure plant with a pure type of tall genes, then we can write this one like this. So, this position on the chromosome is having the gene that is responsible for height of the plant. Here, this part is called as locus. Means this part of the position of the gene. Again, this part on the chromosome, this is also called as locus. Means on each arm, the part of the gene where it is located on same position. This is fixed position of that gene. In all types of that species, that genes will be located in that position of the chromosomes of the plant only. Now, for suppose there is another gene that is responsible for violet color of the flower in a plant, then it can be present on some another position of the gene. For suppose if we take, it is giving purple color to the flower, then we can write like this. Means this is one locus, this is one locus. Locus is a singular term, but there are two locus. So when we are writing about plural form of the position of the alleles in a chromosome, then these both combinedly are called as loci. Combinedly called as loci. So loci is an plural word. Locus is singular word. Is singular word. Now, this is about the position of the gene. Here I am telling this is one allele, this is one allele. Combinedly we are calling as gene. That also, please students try to remember such small hint points.